Hi, Joey. It's Ms. Stevens, and um, this looks great. You filled in a lot of the stuff. It looks like this history stuff might be a stuck point for you. So then I couldn't make comments because you put me on view only, so I copied what you have so far. I figured maybe I'd help you with that part, so I Googled Sojourner Truth, and I noticed that this biography.com was one of the ones that Ms. Houston had recommended. And it says that she was best known for her improvised speech on racial inequalities. And she was an abolitionist and women's rights activist. She was born into slavery, but escaped with her infant daughter to freedom in 1826. She devoted her life to the abolitionist cause and helped to recruit black troops for the Union Army, the Northern Iowa. She started her career as an abolitionist, um, and she really fought for a lot of causes, like prison reform and property rights for women and universal suffrage for women. So let's start there. I'm getting this information, and I'm going to put it here. But then, like, to fill in the blanks, during the time period she lived, what important historical events were occurring, what was popular, what else was famous. So, since she was an abolitionist and she fought to free slaves, I think it's important to say that she was born into slavery, because that's a historical time, escaped with baby daughter. I'm paraphrasing here, so I'm not saying the exact words. It says to freedom in 1826. To freedom. I don't want to plagiarize. To freedom in 1826. I'll say in 1826. It's just notes. Escaped with baby daughter to freedom. So that's historically what happened to her. So during the time period, what happened? So it was the Civil War. So during Civil War, it says she recruited black troops to fight for the North, since of course they were against slavery. And during that time, the prisons were icky, and property rights, like black people couldn't own property, women couldn't own property, black people couldn't vote, women couldn't vote. So so not all people had rights during this time. And I'm just paraphrasing all this, she helped with rights for prisoners, rights for all people to vote, and all people to own property. And that should help you with that part. Then I'm thinking that for awards and stuff, about you should probably maybe, I would Google, or maybe it's in the biography about awards. I'll Command F awards. Award. The word award doesn't get me anything. Nope. Okay, let me see about awards. Oh, she has the Sojourner Truth Library. And now they have the Sojourner Truth House. That's my little phone going off. Narrative advocacy during the Civil War. Legacy. Well, she's remembered as one of the foremost leaders of the abolitionist movement. That means abolish slavery, and an early advocate of women's rights. And abolition was one of the very few causes that Truth was able to see in her lifetime where slaves were free. Okay. So I'm thinking that for awards, you could say it's pretty cool. And that was, I don't know if it was after her death. Located in New York. Library named in honor. 1970, that was after her death. 1997 was after her death, too. So both of these were awarded after her death. One of the accomplishments, of course, was slavery was abolished during her lifetime. Slavery was abolished. And then that he needs to be scooted over under that section. And then during her lifetime, Sojourner Truth Library. And I think all you really need, my phone, all you need is that it was, named in honor. Nope. In 1790, the library, 1970. So we'll maybe just put the date in front. 1970. Sojourner Truth Library was named in her honor. That's not plagiarizing, it's in different words. And then also the Sojourner Truth House, 1997. The Sojourner Truth House is a nonprofit organization named in her honor. Okay, can't plagiarize. Nonprofit organization see, I'm cutting that out. Serves homeless and at-risk, serves homeless and at-risk women and children. Let's see, serves at-risk women and children and homeless. That should take care of plagiarizing. Okay. I think the last thing, obstacles and struggles really this whole thing about escaping with her baby and daughter into freedom. That could be there. It could be moved, but I think you don't really need all of these sections, just what you can find. Um, I think what I'm thinking, honestly, is that since you want to do a poem, this was an impromptu speech. I wonder if we can find a poem. But that's enough for now. Anyway, good job. Hopefully you'll be okay with those changes. And I'm going to email this to you. And I'm going to write a note that I hope you don't mind, but I added some things and I had to copy the document since you did not give me the right to comment.